Welcome back, dear students, to video number 2 for Standard 6 Science. We are discussing chapter number 12, Simple Machines. In the previous chapter, we discussed what are simple machines and we also discussed what are complex machines. Let us see some simple machines in detail. So the first one, what we are going to discuss is an inclined plane. Have a look at this particular picture which is shown. So, a heavy drum, you see this heavy drum? A heavy drum is to be loaded onto this particular truck. This person, Ravi, chose the plank A. Hamid chose plank B. Now, carefully look at these planks. These are different planks. Plank A is a longer one and plank B is shorter. Plank A has a gradual slope while plank B has a steep slope. And this particular third person is not using a plank at all. This person named as Rahi, maybe she wants to lift the drum and add it on the truck. So a heavy drum is to be loaded onto a truck. Ravi chose the plank A while Hamid chose the plank B. Rahi did not use a plank at all. Who would find the drum the heaviest to load? Think. Yes, I think Rahi will find the plank heaviest to load because she is not using a plank. Who would find it lightest? Yes, I agree with you. Ravi, who chose plank A, will find it lightest. Which one of the planks A and B is longer? Yes, you can see it. Plank A is longer. Which one has a steeper slope? Plank B has a steeper slope. So what can we conclude from this? If a slanting plank is used to lift a weight, we have to bear less of the weight and lifting it becomes easier. That is why this person, Rahi, who did not use a plank, she literally had to pick up the entire drum and load it. So she found it the hardest and the drum was the heaviest for her. So what made the effort less for these two people? The plank. It was easier to roll the drum on the plank. So this particular plank is called, such a plank is called as an inclined plane. What is it called? Inclined plane. And this inclined plane, my dear students, is a simple machine. The first simple machine what we are going to discuss is inclined plane. The more gradual the slope, the less the weight we bear. Now you think about it. This is steeper slope. So when he tries to push it, he has to put more effort. But over here, if he tries to push it, it goes easily. So more gradual the slope, the less weight. But such an inclined plane is then longer. Yes, gradual slope means the inclined plane is longer. Steeper slope, the inclined plane is shorter, but we have to bear great weight. So you have to keep these two things in mind. Now let's see what this is. You can do this. This is really fun activity. You can try this out at home as well under the supervision of your parents. Cut out a triangular piece of paper ABC. You see this triangular piece of paper. ABC. It has to be right angled from this side. So you can cut out this particular paper and draw a red line along the edge AC. You see this? Draw a red line. You can use any red colored pen. Now roll this paper around a pencil as shown in the picture. You have to roll this paper like this around a pencil. The inclined side AC, what do you see? After you do this, what do you see? You see this red particular lines? This is nothing but the inclined side AC of the triangle descends gradually from A to C. The thread on a screw, now this, my dear students, then becomes like a screw. So a screw, my dear students, is also a simple machine, but it works on the principle of an inclined plane. So what exactly do we see on the screw? Suppose by any chance what we see over here, if we open these lines, what do we get is an inclined plane. So on what principle does a screw work? The screw works on the principle of an inclined plane. So let's see this. The threads on a screw are made in the same way. That is why when a screw is fitted in wood, it goes in as if it is going down an inclined plane. Therefore, less force is required to fit a screw than to hammer a nail. Yes, if you see, if you try to hammer a nail, you have to apply more force. But if you just fit in a screw, less force is applied because a screw works on the principle of an inclined plane. In other words, a screw is like a rolled up inclined plane made of an iron strip. Now, a winding road or a ghat that goes up a mountain is also like an inclined plane wrapped around the mountain. It helps big vehicles to climb up and down the mountain easily. So, have you seen roads on ghats? When you go for vacation, you go for holidays, have you seen? They are not straight up the mountain because it becomes difficult. The vehicle takes a lot of effort, more fuel is wasted. That is why the roads on the mountains are winding roads. They are like screws. Suppose this is a mountain, then they go round and round and winding. So less effort is taken then and less fuel is consumed by the vehicle when such roads are, that is why such roads are made. So just now we discussed an inclined plane and we discussed a screw. Let's go to the next. Yes, the next one is a wedge. Now what's a wedge? An axe is used for cutting or chopping wood. You have seen that in the first picture. A sharp tool is formed on joining two inclined planes. Such a tool is called a wedge. Let's see how it looks like. A wedge is used for breaking an object into two pieces or to separate objects stuck together. Let's see this. So this, my dear students, is a wedge. If you see, it can be divided into two parts, and this is one inclined plane and this is one inclined plane. See, this side is inclined. So when two inclined planes are joined together, we get a tool, and that tool is then called as a wedge. So why do we use a wedge? We use a wedge either for breaking an object into two parts or to separate objects which are stuck together. So a wedge then becomes a simple machine. So this is another simple machine which we are discussing about. An axe. So in everyday life or in day-to-day life, which particular wedges do we use? Excuse me. An axe, a knife, or a carved chisel are some examples of wedges. The perfect example which we use every day is a knife. If you see the shape of the knife, it is in this shape. So then a knife is a wedge. And why do we use it? To cut things or to make pieces or to break things into pieces. That's a simple machine. So these are some of the wedges which we use. See the tip? It's like a wedge. Wedge. Again a wedge. This is also a wedge. Again, scissors are also wedges. And this is a complex example of a wedge, but again the zip is a wedge. A needle and a nail are also kinds of wedges. Now, if you think or if you observe a needle carefully, it has a tip which is pointed, and it goes into the thread, or it goes into the cloth. Sorry, not thread, but the cloth. It goes into the cloth. So actually what it does is it it separates the thread and it goes inside. So then a needle is also an example of a simple machine, which is a wedge. My dear students, we stop here. In the next video, we will discuss about the next simple machine. Till then, please read your textbook. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.